Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of Rage Quit TV, going to be casting the IPL 5 Korean Regionals, which makes this a best of 3. We have incredible Miracle Seed spawning as the Teal Protoss in the top right position of Entombed Valley. Just south of him, we have MarineKingPrime spawning as the Red Terran. And yes, it's another MKP game because they are just so entertaining. This guy is aggressive from beginning to the end of the game, which just makes for absolutely amazing games. Unfortunately, no one really lasts 40 minutes against Marine King, so we never see the extreme late game of MKP. But if anyone can do it, Seed is one of the Protoss players that can force it. He is a macro Protoss player that is currently in the GSL Code S round of 8. He did just recently 2-0 Tasia, who is a very good Terran player if you don't know. And Seed, in a recent interview, has said that he is working on his cheeses so he can show everyone what a well-rounded Protoss player is capable of. So I'm kind of curious if Seed is going to work in any cheese against Marine King. That is a very risky thing to do because Marine King, he is known for his mind games and just holding off almost any form of early aggression from his opponent. He is the aggressive one. He doesn't let his opponent be aggressive, and it looks like a 13-gate scout coming out of Seed. But as I was saying, that Marine King, I was watching his stream a few days ago, and he was up against this Zerg player who sent in a scouting overlord. Well, Marine King shoots his own Marine a few times to make it look like his Marine stemmed over to get to that overlord because it took damage and, well, the Zerg hadn't attacked yet. And then ended up going mech. But the Zerg player thought that Marine King was doing some sort of stem timing attack. It was just one of the most awesome mind tricks I have ever seen. So he does those subtle things that, well, I may not even pick up on this game that just tricks Seed. So you can't really all-in him thinking Marine King is doing one build and he'll do something completely different, because I can guarantee you the number of builds you know of is less than the number of builds Marine King has in his pocket of tricks. This one SCV may go down, 5 hit points left. That probe is chasing him down, but the SCV will get repaired. The probe is still going to be trying to get that, but Marine King won't let himself lose a probe. Very uncharacteristic of any player of Marine King's caliber losing their worker to any scouting probes. We do see a Marine coming out and a immediate reactor, but Seed, he has seen that Marine King went for this gas in his base. He ended up getting a second gas of his own. This will allow him to get some more sentries. We do see the Nexus energy getting a little bit high, so it shows us that he wants to chrono boost this Warp Gate research a lot. Marine King not doing any sort of scouting. He is building his second barracks, going to be getting a reactor, still mining gas, so I'm going to be thinking that Marine King is going to do some sort of stem timing attack, but on this map, it's not really that good, and that may be why Seed has got this second gas so early, so he can get a lot of sentries out, because if any timing attack comes, force fields at this ramp will just deny it completely. So Seed may be getting this gas so he can build a lot of sentries up and saving that chrono boost so he can get this warp gate really fast, but he is just going to be throwing down a robo facility right after that gateway. Hasn't started any sentries just yet, so we'll see exactly what Seed ends up doing. Marine King, with a little bit of a delayed scout, will get shut down by the Stalker. We'll end up seeing that Cybernetic Squad doesn't see it being chrono boosted, so that's the only thing Marine King really has to know. He knows, okay, well, you have a Stalker out, and you didn't chrono boost your Cybernetic Squad, or you weren't chrono boosting it. If he was going for any type of 4-gate build, well, you would see this constantly chrono boosted. So Marine King right now, all he probably knows is it's not going to be any sort of 4-gate. We do see the sentries now coming out from Seed. Goes for this really early robo facility so we can see what Marine King is doing, because, well, Marine King can be doing absolutely anything from Seed's point of view. He has that gas, could be going for a 1-1-1, could be doing Banshees, could be doing quick drops, could be doing a Hellion run-by. The list just goes on, so he's going to get that Observer out really quick to see what Marine King is doing. And then once he sees just 2 barracks, he's probably going to be taking a expansion of his own, knowing that, okay, as long as I don't mess up with my sentries, I can hold my expansion relatively easily. And, well, you never can say relatively easily against Marine King, but you kind of get the picture. On Entombed Valley, not that hard to force field the ramp and delay Bio. Also, Bio gets really scared when going up that ramp because they can be split in half, which just makes them so much more less effective. And Immortal coming out right after that Observer, and he has 2 Zealots, 2 Sentries, and a Stalker. Another thing that Seed was saying, and I think it was Seed that said that in this interview, that he viewed like the early Forge openings as a kind of a waste. You don't need to get the Forge so early in his mind, because if the Terran player starts upgrades, then you start your upgrades and you chrono boost, so you're ahead anyways. There's no reason to be that far ahead. He just favors having a lot of units, which allows him to put on pressure at any point of the game. We do see him now taking his Expo. It is a little bit behind Marine Kings, but going into his vision, he now knows exactly what is happening, sees Marine King's Expo, sees the 2 racks, sees the factory, and also sees that Tech Lab researching stim. So now he knows exactly what it is, and he doesn't have vision of down here, so he doesn't know Marine King is leaving his base just yet. Additionally, he doesn't have any worker at that watchtower, so this could actually catch him by a little bit of surprise if this observer doesn't move to look for that army. And it looks like he has plenty of sentries right here. Will he manage to get the force fields down? Marine King is going. That stim is done right now. Combat Shields is finished, leading with 1 Marine. Seed already on top of it, and 1 Zealot goes down, and looks like he wants to push Marine King back. He has a relatively great force against what Marine King has, that Immortal Stalker and a lot of sentries. Meanwhile, Marine King is going to be getting the reactor on the factory next to the starport, so he is going to be going up to double-produce medevacs, and will most likely float this factory over to the Protoss base, and that is what Marine King is also known for, is his factory micro. As silly as that sounds, Marine King will use that factory and make himself have really good advantages, screwing with the AI, dropping it down, screwing up chokes. It's just really good how Marine King ends up using it. Use it quite like no one else. Factory is lifting up and will be headed on over. Seed, though, does have a worker advantage, 39 probes to 33 SCVs, and is still chrono boosting workers out. Doesn't have any forge yet, so he hasn't started upgrades. He is getting blink, however, which will help him defend against any drop plan. Does he know about that? Knew the factory was being built, so he probably knows, yes, starports are going to be going along the way, especially after seeing the factory lift off. He's like, okay, well, you're going to have drops sometime soon. And I'm curious if he ends up getting another observer, because he only has 1 out, and having another 1 spot for drops can be really helpful. At least have 1 down here when you want to take your 3rd base, because then you have to decide, how am I going to defend? Because the Terran player can attack up 2 different ramps when the Protoss wants to take his 3rd base, so you really need more than 1 observer. This one, though, is going to see the drop, or 2 dropships just going. They are empty, but I don't think Seed knows that, but it looks like they're just going over to the army. I wouldn't put it past Marine King to try to fake a drop. Neutral supply depot goes down just before this force gets up. There are plenty of sentries at max energy, and there's nothing that Marine King can really do. Some good force fields go down, splitting the army, and now we have everything backing on up. Marine King getting down here, trying to do what damage again. Another force field goes down, making sure there's Marauders stay out of range, but Marine King does pick up and goes below the force fields. Factory, though, is coming. We'll see if this takes much damage. Few units come up from Marine King, but they will get force fielded again. Seed just doing such a good job with those force fields, keeping Marine King from doing any sort of damage. 2 more medevacs do come. That makes it 4 medevacs versus this relatively small army. And Marine King does get up. There's no zealots. Force fields do go down. That factory has taken some damage, but it's not taking damage right now. Marine King has a lot of units. Seed is forced to pull off probes. Zealots now here, but Marine King's micro is pretty good. He's going to lift up and now drop behind the force field, avoiding that 1 zealot, and still going to be doing some type of damage, but this is going to get cleaned up. Very nice blink out of Seed, and Marine King will be backing off. He has killed 4 workers so far. And Seed right now wants to attack this factory, but at the same time he doesn't, because if he starts attacking that, Marine King runs up. He may get a few free shots on Seed, but now Marine King looks like he is backing up. The observer did see it. 2 Marines going up, now going to go back. I thought they may have just been for scouting. Behind this, Marine King is going to be getting his 3rd CC, and is working on +1 attack and getting a 2nd eBay, so he can start those upgrades. Seed, we see, not really getting any upgrades right now. He is working on his 1st Forge, and he will get those upgrades out relatively quickly. Just going to be chrono boosting those out. Marine King going to be doing a huge drop, but Seed does catch wind of this, and that is a huge drop. All of his medevacs right now loading up and just going. That's not all, well, that is pretty much all of Marine King's units. And it looks like Seed, I don't think he actually saw that. I think he thinks that Marine King is going down here. He doesn't see the units here, so now he's going to be going over into his main, getting a big warp in. Marine King, though, is unloading, and now he will probably lift up and get on away, because he is in a horrible position. Those medevacs have to get those bio units out, but Marine King looks like he is just going to be staying right there, letting those Marauders tank. Medevacs going to be retreating, going to go up, pick up a few units. Stalker's blink, trying to pick off medevacs. This one lives with 7 HP, so only losing 2 medevacs right there. He didn't do that much damage. Seed kind of deflected that going into this loss tab. We can see Marine King losing just a little bit less, but we have Seed going up to Colossus right now as the Robo Bay is on the way, and those Colossus will help Seed deal with this army tremendously. Marine King, though, will have the econ advantage with his Oral Command now landing at his third base, transferring over work. As you can see, 59 SCVs to 47 probes. So Marine King has pulled ahead in the workers and now also has the triple mule, so he has a relatively large economic advantage. And Seed won't have any upgrade advantage. We're normally used to seeing Protoss have upgrade advantages. Seed plays it a little bit differently. He will have quicker tech out, but gets a lot slower upgrades. And Marine King will have both an upgrade and an econ advantage. And that makes me wonder if these Colossi are even going to be able to do all that much to keep Marine King in his place. He has a lot of medevacs, hasn't switched over into Viking production. Has he used any scans to see what Protoss is doing? No, it doesn't really look like that. This Colossus will catch him by surprise, but there's only one Robo facility. He's not, like, producing 2 Colossus at a time or anything crazy like that, so we'll see exactly how Marine King ends up handling this. He has 1 starport out to get those Vikings. Wouldn't surprise me if he starts building another starport soon, just in case Colossus takes him by surprise. Stalker's going down, taking out that 1 watchtower, and will blink back. As he knows Marine King is over there, Marine King saying, okay, Observer, that is enough. And that is a really good time to kill the Observer, because now Seed, he only had 1 Observer out, so he has to decide, do I get a second Colossus, or do I get another Observer? And Seed has just taken his third base, going to be choosing that second Colossus. Marine King building another factory and floating it over. Seed's like, no, 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 you do not screw with me with that factory. But Marine King does go, hits a few shots, but without that second Observer, now Seed won't know where to defend, because there are 2 different ramps. Marine King can set up flanks. Stalker's blinking back to let the Zealots go ahead. Some great force fields do go down on a lot of Marine King's army. Marine King going to be microing around that 1 force field. The factory does go down, showing you it was taking damage in this battle. Now the Colossus is being targeted down. Colossus goes down. The Mortals are the next targets. Marine King still has a lot of medevacs out without the multiple Colossus. Marine King did not even need Vikings. Dealt with that very easily. And now he's going to be trying to engage this 1 army. The Colossus is in the back. Colossus will go down very quickly. And the Colossus does have thermal land, so it can sit off in the back. Marine King going to be backing out. Going to be losing a few medevacs. Just 1, though. And that's not enough. We do have Marine King coming back in. Has a flank going, trying to take out that 1 Colossus. Colossus does get back in time. 1 Zealot is the casualty right here. But the factory fell in that battle. You can imagine how much damage that factory actually did absorb in the midst of all that engagement. We will try to go back after this game is over to look at that. And Vikings now being produced by Marine King. He still just has 1 starport, only getting 2 Vikings out, and still going to keep up that medevac count. That's going to be going up to 12 or 14. Does he have any medevacs in this path? No, he doesn't, so it will be going up to 12, and he does have the upgrade advantage 1-1 to 1-0. Seed is working on his +2 ground level, and Marine King going to go at 2 different positions, going to go up both ramps at once. It looks like he is just going to try to take out that 1 natural. These units do retreat, and now that Nexus is going to be falling. That is the danger of not having any observers. Marine King keeping that army at bay. If Seed commits too much into this passageway, Marine King's army will just set up a huge flank on both sides. So Seed had to give up. This third base is going to be getting it right away as soon as it did fall, but this is going to set him a little far behind because he's at 2 base Protoss versus 3 base Terran right now. 50 probes to 71 SCVs. Marine King has killed 10 workers so far this game. He is getting ghosted out, and now we have another engagement. The Viking count is still, I think, just at 2, or maybe even less than that at 1. Marauder does take out that 1 Colossus, and Seed will throw the GG, knowing that he can no longer come back. And now, the one thing I wanted to look at just a few minutes, that 1 factory. What was shooting it right here? So as Marine King goes up, we can see these Stalkers in the back, kind of on a move and just attacking the factory. I don't know if anything's really in range. I guess they could attack those medevacs. And then, yeah, that's just a lot of damage the factory is absorbing. While Marine King has a huge concave. I mean, there's units in Seed's back attacking the factory. He's got, like, this small line, and let's get rid of these Zealots. Let's try to see everything that's attacking Marine King. Like, that's all the units that are really attacking Marine King. Do I have that sentry? No, that Zealot's not. There's 3 Zealots right here. So, this is the army that is attacking into this. So you can kind of see why Marine King came out ahead there. These Stalkers not really doing anything. They probably needed to be blunked over in this area to get a little bit better concave because, again, this is just a lot of wasted damage that Seed is doing. So, pretty cool engagement there by Marine King. And I want to look at his Forge because he does start his upgrades late, so I want to make sure he is chrono boosting those out constantly to try to catch back up because he does play a little bit unique in the sense that he doesn't really favor upgrades that early. He's got Guardian Shield, I mean, that's like having +2 armor, why do you need any more? And of course his micro is so good that he never actually takes damage beyond his shields. That was one of the reasonings MC used in early day StarCraft 2. Forge is done. There goes that drop. Not really doing anything. Actually, I think SC2 Gears may have something now. Have I updated it? Let's go into this. Let's go GSL. There we go. Boom. Yes. I think SC2 Gears updated. So we can see Chrono Boost. That is pretty good. So, I don't know what to make of this. This is the first time I'm looking at Chrono Boost on this chart. We can see him only Chrono Boosting his probes twice and then waiting down here. Oh, you can see Cybernetics Core, Gateway. This is really nice. Holy crap. So you can see the Forge right here. There's 2 Chronos. Has a small time gap. Another one. So, not doing the best job Chrono Boosting the Forge. His main thing that he wanted to Chrono Boost out was the Gateway. Did a lot of Chrono Boost on those gateways. A total of... Oh no, was that the Robo Facility? That was the Robo Facility. At a total of 9. Gateways look like they're at a total of 2. Wonder what those numbers mean. 103D4. Not exactly sure. Then the warp gates, they're all separate. I wonder if there's a way to group those warp gates. No, it doesn't look like it. That would be cool if all the warp gates were on one thing. But yeah, new feature of SC2 Gears. Check it out. So we can see the Forge not Chrono Boosted all that much, so Marine King would have stayed ahead in those upgrades. But anyways, we will be going on to game number